I'm Jenny, and joining me as always is Ezra. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jenny. Actually, I've been practicing my Hangul reading all week, and I have to say, something strange keeps happening.
Oh, tell me more.
So I'll read a word exactly as it's written, right? Letter by letter. But then when I hear a native speaker say the same word, it sounds completely different. Am I going crazy?
You are absolutely not going crazy, Ezra. In fact, you've just stumbled onto one of the most important secrets of Korean pronunciation, and that's exactly what we're covering today.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was doing something wrong.
Not at all. What you're experiencing is called sound changes, or in Korean, umun byondong. And here's the thing. Korean has very predictable rules for when and how sounds transform. Once you learn these rules, suddenly everything clicks.
So there's actually a pattern to this madness.
Exactly. And I promise you, by the end of today's lesson, you'll be reading Korean much more naturally. We're going to cover 3 major sound change rules: liaison, nasalization, and aspiration. And stick around for the cultural note at the end. It's the part most learners get wrong, and it'll change how you think about Korean pronunciation forever.
Okay, now I'm really curious about that cultural note.
Good. If you're new here and want a steady stream of lessons just like this one, subscribe to Langmitra. We ship 1 a week. Now, let's dive into our first sound change rule.
Let's do it.
All right, so you see on screen right now, our first rule is called yanum, or yanum. This is the liaison rule. Ezra, can you try saying that Korean term? Yanum?
Yanum?
Perfect. Nice and smooth. So what is liaison? Here's the basic idea. When a syllable ends in a consonant, remember that's our batchim from the previous lesson, and the next syllable begins with the silent placeholder something magical happens.
The batchim we learned about. Okay, I remember that.
Great. So that final consonant literally moves over and becomes the beginning sound of the next syllable. It's like the consonant is linking the 2 syllables together. Hence, liaison, linking.
Oh, so it's kind of like in English when we say an apple, and it sounds like an apple?
Ezra, that is such a good comparison. Yes, exactly like that. English does this naturally too. We just don't think about it. Korean makes it official. Let me show you with an example. Look at the word on screen, han-gu-geo, which means Korean language.
I see it. han-gu-geo, right? 3 syllables.
Now watch what happens when we apply liaison. The g at the end of guk slides over to the empty of So instead of han-guk with 3 separate chunks, it becomes han-gu-ge. Can you hear the difference?
Wait, say that again. Han-gu-ge?
Yes, han-gu-ge. The K sound moved. Now you try it, Ezra.
Han-gu-ge.
Almost. You started to separate them. Let it flow. Han-gu-ge. One smooth motion.
Han-gu-ge. Han-gu-ge.
There it is. Much better. See how it just glides? That's natural Korean pronunciation. Let's try another one. Look at this word, umak, meaning music.
Okay, so that's ak, but then the g would move to... Wait, there's nothing after it.
Exactly. Liaison only happens when the next syllable starts with that silent But watch what happens when we say Korean music, hanguk umak. The g from guk moves to the of so it becomes hangu-imak. Perfect, Ezra. You're getting this so fast. hangu-gumak. The sounds just flow into each other.
This is wild. So basically, whenever I see a word ending in a consonant followed by that empty I should connect them?
It's like the consonant is jumping to the next syllable. Let's do one more example because this is so important. Look at 있어요 on screen. It means there is or I have.
Okay, so written it looks like it seyo, but with liaison,
go ahead, work it out.
The s from it would move to so it becomes 있어요.
Brilliant. That's exactly right. 있어요. Try saying it.
있어요. 있어요.
Excellent pronunciation. See, you're already sounding more natural. This is huge progress.
Jenny, this actually explains so much. I kept hearing words and thinking I was mishearing them, but they were just doing liaison.
And here's the beautiful thing. Once your brain starts recognizing these patterns, listening comprehension improves dramatically. Let's practice a quick scenario. Imagine you're at a coffee shop in Seoul, and someone asks, "Moi soil," which means, "What do you have?" Try saying that.
Moi 있어요? Moi 있어요?
Good try. Just smooth it out a bit more. The in mo is short. Moi soil.
Moi 있어요.
Much better. And you'd respond with something like 커피 soil, meaning we have coffee. 커피 soil. Can you try?
커피 있어요.
Perfect. Look at you, already having conversations. This is exactly why learning these rules matter. You stop sounding like you're reading and start sounding like you're speaking.
Okay, I feel like I've got liaison down. What's the next sound change?
Now we're getting into something a little trickier, but equally important. This is called hwa, or hwa, nasalization. Can you try saying that term? hwa.
hwa? hwa?
Good effort. The middle part is a bit tricky. hwa. The part sounds like in room.
hwa? hwa?
There you go. So what is nasalization? Basically, when certain consonants meet nasal sounds, they transform into nasal consonants themselves. It's like they catch a cold.
Catch a cold. I love that image.
Right? So here's the rule. When g, d, or b appear as a batchim, and the next syllable starts with n or m, both nasal sounds, those consonants change. G becomes d becomes n, and b becomes m. Wait, so the consonants literally transform into different consonants? Exactly. And it happens because your mouth is already preparing for that nasal sound. It's easier to nasalize than to do a hard stop and then a nasal. Let me show you. Look at the word 학년, meaning school year or grade. Okay, that's 학년 if I read it literally. Right, but the g is followed by n. So what happens?
The g becomes so it would be 학년?
Perfect. 학년. Try saying it.
학년, 학년.
Excellent. That nasal sound flows so much better into the sound, right?
It really does. When I try to say 학년, it feels awkward, but 학년 is natural.
Your mouth knows what's efficient. Let's try another. Look at 10만, meaning 100,000.
10만, but b meets m, so the b becomes m too. 10만,
You've got it, Ezra. 10만. Go ahead and say it.
10만.
Perfect pronunciation. If this is helping you, by the way, a quick thumbs up sends it to more learners who need these exact explanations.
Jenny, can I ask something? How do I know when to apply these rules? Do I just have to memorize every word?
Great question. The beauty of Korean sound changes is they're completely predictable. Once you learn the rules, you can apply them to any word. You don't memorize, you recognize patterns. After enough practice, it becomes automatic.
That's actually really reassuring.
When you practice on Langmitra after this lesson, the vocabulary section has audio for each word. Listen carefully, and you'll hear these rules in action. It reinforces what you're learning right now.
Good idea. I'll definitely do that.
Let's do one more nasalization example. This one combines what we learned. Look at 먹는, which is part of the verb meaning eating.
먹는, but g meets n, so it becomes 먹는.
Almost. The sound is right, but Korean speakers actually pronounce it 면는. The g nasalizes to but it blends more smoothly. 면는. Try it.
면는, 면는.
Beautiful. You're really getting the hang of this.
I feel like I'm finally understanding why Korean sounds the way it does.
And that brings us to our third and final sound change rule for today. This one is called 결금화. 결금화. Aspiration.
Aspiration? Like breathing?
Exactly like breathing. In Korean, when h combines with certain consonants, they fuse together and create an aspirated sound, a consonant with a strong puff of air. Try saying the term 결금화.
결금화.
Good. Let me hear it one more time with confidence.
결금화.
Perfect. So here's how it works. When g, d, b, or j meet h, either before or after, they combine into their aspirated versions, k, t, p, and ch.
So they basically become stronger, breathier versions of themselves.
Exactly. The h sound adds that extra puff of air. Look at the word on screen. 좋다, meaning to be good.
Okay, written it's 좋다, but the h meets the d.
Yes, what happens?
They combine into t, so it becomes 좋다?
Brilliant. 좋다. Try it with that aspirated T sound. More air.
좋다?
Good. Put your hand in front of your mouth. You should feel the air on 좋다.
좋다? Oh, I feel it.
That's aspiration. This is why 좋다 sounds like 좋다 and not 좋다. The h disappears but leaves its breath behind. Let's try 못하다, meaning cannot do.
못하다. The h is right after s, but s isn't on the list you mentioned.
Good catch. But look at the batchim more closely. In mut, the final sound is actually d, because s as a batchim becomes d. Remember that rule?
Oh, right. So it's really mot, then hada. So d plus h becomes t. Motada.
Outstanding work, Ezra. Motada. Say it with me.
Motada.
You're absolutely nailing these rules now. Compare how you sounded at the beginning of this lesson to now. Huge difference.
I really do feel more confident. These rules are actually making pronunciation easier, not harder.
And that's the secret. Sound changes aren't obstacles. They're shortcuts your mouth takes to speak more efficiently. Korean has evolved these rules over centuries to make speaking flow naturally.
That's such a cool way to think about it.
Now, here's the cultural insight I mentioned at the beginning, the part most learners get wrong. Many students fight against these rules. They want to pronounce words exactly as written because it feels more correct. But here's the thing. In Korean, following sound change rules is correct pronunciation.
So if I pronounce it exactly as written, I'm actually mispronouncing it.
Precisely. Native Korean speakers might understand you, but it would sound unnatural, like a robot. Imagine if someone said, I am going to, instead of I'm gonna in casual English. Technically correct, but strange.
That makes total sense. So the sound changes are part of proper Korean.
Exactly. In fact, if you've made it this far, here's a bonus that'll really level up your listening skills. When multiple sound changes happen in one sentence, they stack. Let me show you. Look at this sentence. 학교에 가는 것이 좋다. It means going to school is good.
Okay, that's a lot of words.
학교에, school, plus the particle meaning to, uses liaison. The gu from hak connects to the gu of kyo, and the hyo connects smoothly to a. Then 가는 has nasalization, gu as batchim before nun, though in this word it stays because of the vowel. Finally, 좋다 uses aspiration, 좋다. So the sentence sounds like 학교에 가는 것이 좋다? Very close. The 것이 part uses liaison. The s in cut connects to the a in e, becoming 것이. Try the whole sentence. 학교에 가는 것이 좋다? Wonderful. That was smooth and natural. You just read a sentence with multiple sound changes at speaking speed without awkward pauses. That was one of our goals for today. Jenny, I can't believe how much clearer this all is now. Let's do a quick review to lock these in. I'll say a word as written, and you tell me how it's actually pronounced. Ready? Ready. 먹어요, meaning I eat. The k connects to a, so 먹어요. Perfect. Next, 암날, meaning future. The as batchim p becomes b, right? And b before nun becomes m, so 암날. Excellent reasoning. 암날. Last one, 어떻게, meaning how. The h after d, 어떻게, the h combines with d to make t, so 어떻게. Exactly right. 어떻게. The aspiration creates that strong T sound. You've mastered all three rules. This is honestly so satisfying. I feel like I unlocked a secret code. You kind of did. These rules are the bridge between written Hangul and real spoken Korean. Practice recognizing them when you listen to Korean content this week. Dramas, songs, anything. You'll start hearing them everywhere. I'm definitely going to try that. Any other practice tips? Great question.
Read Korean text out loud and consciously apply these rules. Record yourself, then compare it to native audio. You'll improve so fast. All of today's examples are in the Langmitra vocabulary section if you want to drill them. Perfect, I'll do that tonight. If today's lesson surprised you, especially that part about sound changes being correct, not optional, drop which rule clicked most for you in the comments. And share this with someone you know who's learning Korean. These rules are game changers. Honestly, the liaison rule was the biggest revelation for me. That explains so much. It's usually the first one that makes learners go, oh, ah. Now, next time, we're going to build on this foundation with something really practical. We'll learn essential survival phrases for your first day in Korea. Things like asking for directions, ordering food, and getting help when you need it. Oh, that sounds super useful. And now you'll be able to pronounce them correctly because you understand why they sound the way they do. It all connects. I'm actually excited to practice this week. Thanks so much, Jenny. Thank you, Ezra. You did amazing work today. Remember, every time you catch yourself applying one of these rules naturally, that's a win. You're making real progress. See everyone next time. Until next time, from all of us at Langmitra, keep learning, keep practicing, and remember, you've got this. Bye for now.
Before we recap, one quick ask. What worked for you in this lesson? What felt hard? And what topic should we teach next? Drop it in the comments. Your feedback shapes what we build next.
One language sets you in a corridor for life. Learn language with podcast. Subscribe